Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently need to get a couple of repairs going here. The question is, are we going to wait for the Epimetheus? So in much the same case as last time, we are going to have 7 days left in our financial report after the Epimetheus is done. Well, let's get everything else done first and then we can decide. We'll invest in the antivirals here. It costs 200,000, but that is painful. Coach and Romeo are currently unavailable as well for 30 and 14 days respectively. That is awkward for us, but we do have backup mech warriors, so it's okay. Okay, so at this point, the Epimetheus is still out, and Romeo and Coach are out. So I think our best bet is to deploy again with something that is going to be relatively small scale, where we're not able to do a full deployment. So I think that'll be for the best here. The question is what? We have very little information about the enemy forces here. Word of Blake, this is not a small force area. Okay, that's fine. What do we have over here? Heavy resistance in an assassinate mission. Just checking through here, this is a capture base, and this is an assassinate mission. Okay, back up to the top here. Interesting. So I'm not seeing very many of limited drops here. If that's the case, yeah, I don't see like any limited drops at this moment. So if we have no limited drops currently available, we should probably do something a little on the easier side. Look to make a decent amount of cash. This is an urban battle. This is a lowland battle. We could do something like this. And we would be bringing everything along in about this setup, putting us well up over our 10 million mark. And we'd still probably get one more deploy this month tick, unless we get a significant amount of damage here, which may or may not happen. But we're against the Free Worlds League, so it would be relatively small forces. So we can do something along the lines of this. We would bring our Marauder. The Epimetheus would go in this slot normally, but we would then bring our Demolisher, our Devastator, our Carrier, and our Nidhogg. And it would be something along the lines of this. Now, Brick usually pilots the Epimetheus. So we're not going to put Brick in the Epimetheus, obviously, that's out. The Demolisher is going to be run by GV. Hardcase in the Marauder, I believe. Yes. Jammer in the Demolisher, or the Devastator? Which is which? I'm not sure which goes which, but I think the Devastator is Jammer. Okay, so beyond that, we've got Savarok and Squire, who actually cannot vehicle pilot. So, we could temporary Brick into the Nidhogg and not bring the LRM carrier. Or we could temporary GV into the LRM carrier and have Savarok in the... Or actually, Savarok can't do that. We would swap Hardcase over to the Demolisher. Or actually, I'd do this the other way around. And then we'd just put, say, Savarok into the Marauder. This is not ideal, but with both Coach and Romeo out, it's probably about the best we can get for the time being. So I think we would do something along the lines of that. Darius doesn't think this will be hard, so that's a little bit spooky. We'll see what we've got. I'll see you guys after the loading screen. So here we are all loaded up, and that was a pretty quick loading screen, actually. So this might be a relatively basic mission. It wouldn't be the worst thing if it was, but it also wouldn't be the worst thing if it wasn't. So apparently there is probably a second lance here. Yes, so we have a lance here and here. We're deploying here, which is not great. I would rather deploy on this far side of them and not have to make our way up this cliff, or like down here and making our way around. I don't know. I don't like this position. There's this deep water here. Yeah, I really don't like that position. I feel like this is a better approach to take. We can get into this cover. We can attack them here and here. They'll probably have some units breaking line of sight over there, but I think that's reasonably fine. So I think we'll deploy down over here. I do wish we had the Epimetheus, but it is, of course, still out for now. So we're expecting 8 total units, and that should mean that we have a pretty decent... That's an MRM Scorpion. Okay. That should mean we have a pretty decent numerical advantage here. Sure. That's a stalker? Ooh. That's spicy. Okay, an FSV up there. We do see a Whitworth. Not too scary there. Manticore. Okay.
I've got your back.
Well, this crossbow is our MRM boat, and I want to get that on its way up over here. So we're just going to move it up as much as possible. And then next up is going to be this crossbow, which we want to get up into cover. That is, of course, a fire support unit. Okay, that's an archer. So they're not going to do too well with us closing in on them. I'm thinking the Nidhogg goes for the backstab on the Stalker and gets rid of that. That's only a 75-ton variant of Stalker. That is a light variant of the Stalker. Okay, noted. The Bandersnatch wants to make its way into cover as well, so we'll do exactly that for the moment. There we go. And that Manticore is moving up. Now that's a Manticore BL. Binary laser. Okay, gotcha.
I'm receiving you.
The Black Knight, I kind of want to send out after this Whitworth, and I'm probably going to send 2 units out this way. This Whitworth is not going to last very long once we get in on it, but 6 evasive means it'll be slightly harder to hit. The Rifleman, I would like to move out into some cover out over here. This is not an ideal location, but we'll be able to move it next round before we fire. So that sounds absolutely fine. The Nidhogg is going to start accelerating, and we're going to start it moving up towards that Stalker. I want to get it into position to take out that Stalker very, very quickly.
Orders?
Okay. I'm going to send the Grasshopper up this direction. We can pivot it this way to help with the Whitworth if need be, but we shouldn't need to. Our jerry-rig Demolisher, I want to bring up over this direction as well. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. We see 6 enemies. There should be 8.
Yes, Commander.
Okay. Well, for now, we can put the Devastator here.
Copy that.
And then the LRM carrier, we would like to start moving towards this cover. Actually, just getting it into the cover should be fine. Okay. So something like that. And then this Marauder will just position about here, where it can go kind of any direction we want it to. Fairly centrally located then. Okay. Spawn protection is now gone. So they're going to move their Scorpion. And what are they going to shoot at? We have a fair amount of evasive on most of our units. Our fire support units have less evasive, but they're in cover. Going for the Black Knight. Okay. That was pretty decent shooting. It hit almost all of those missiles, but the Black Knight's fine. So no major issue there. We can move our Bandersnatch up over this way, getting into this cover. Yeah, interrupted LOS at any of those. So position here, I'm thinking about going for the Scorpion. I don't think the Stalker is a good target here because the Nidhogg will be eliminating that. I think the Scorpion is what we go for here. I'm not going to fire these 2 ER medium lasers. And let's soften up this Scorpion at least. Okay, looks good. So next up is going to be the Whitworth. And this is not a particularly threatening unit. We'll see what it decides to do here, whether it still has the 6 evasive. That'll be a pretty big deal, actually. What have you got, Mr. Whitworth? What you gonna do? Disengages. Intriguing. And only 4 evasive. That's a very easy kill for us, then. Okay. A fair amount of hits in from the Stalker on the jerry-rig Demolisher. That's reasonably fine. I'm not too concerned about that right now. How is the clustering on that? It's fine for the moment. Okay. So for now, that's okay. Phase 18, they're firing on the Grasshopper. That's absolutely fine. Only hitting 5 missiles there. Did we AMS any of that? Apparently not. Okay, noted. So the Rifleman can absolutely move forward here. I don't love these positions. I'm going to sprint it to here, but I still don't love this position. We can fire on that Stalker. I'm not very happy about this. Okay. Yeah, I'm not very happy about that at all. I wanted to fire on the Scorpion, but we didn't have a good spot to do it without hitting the jerry-rig Demolisher. Okay, that's firing on the Nidhogg. That gets very little done. Fantastic. The Nidhogg's AMS getting some work done there. Absolutely. Next up is going to be our Crossbow X. And the Crossbow X is going to position, I think, right here. And we've got a clear shot at the rear arc of this Whitworth. This is why I was saying he's super dead.
Triggering.
We're going to use our improved ammo here. LRM ammo explosion.
Take that as a lesson.
I'm a little surprised that that didn't straight up kill the Whitworth. But that's okay. The Black Knight can finish the job. So phase 15. This is going to be the Manticore with that binary laser. Firing on the crossbow. Okay, fair enough. That seems fine. So next up is going to be our crossbow. I want the crossbow to break cover here, I think, just based on what we have hit odds on. I want to position it here, and I want to fire on this Scorpion. This should be a kill. And indeed it was. So we have a confirmation that this lance is 4. And next up is our Nidhogg. I don't know that we get into rear arc here, but we can position it here. Next round, we can rear arc the Stalker. And we could just fire the snub nose for now. Okay, so there's some ECM jamming. Sounds good. I want the Grasshopper to engage up this direction. I'm a little surprised that we don't get LOS on the Manticore here. I guess it's hiding behind that little outcropping, but then I'm surprised that it had the LOS to fire on the crossbow if we don't have the LOS to shoot at it from here. Huh. Remarkable. Regardless, we could position here, and that would be a viable option. We can probably get there without sprinting, so we could just move here and fire on that Manticore. 72.5? Yeah, that seems good. Light him up. A lot of frontal arc damage into that Manticore there with the autocannon hitting, so that's good. I want the Black Knight to move in over here and finish off that Whitworth. This should be a kill.
Got it, computer.
Engine crit. We destroyed the other torso. There he goes. Fantastic. Okay, so this is actually only 50%. So there are only 6 units.
Commander.
That is noted. Okay, thinking about positioning this Marauder here, I want to position it here to fire down this corridor at this Manticore. And let's see what we can get done here. I doubt we get a kill on it, but that is a structure exposure, and it's gone. Okay, that was good luck then. So we have half of the enemies gone at this point. Next up is our LRM carrier. And the question is, what are we going to go for here? We can fire on this Sleipnir out over here, and do we want to fire the incendiaries here? Honestly, that might not be a bad idea against a vehicle. So we start up some fires there and hit that Sleipnir, softening it up a little bit.
I'm receiving you.
Next up would be our jerry-rig demolisher, which I kind of want to position here. With the idea being we hit this guy with the eye rockets, just to make it so that this Stalker really can't actually do anything else. We don't want to take another salvo from him, but it's going to be another round before we get into rear arc with our Nidhogg.
Got it, commander.
We missed a lot there, but we did decrease our target cooling by 10 there. 12. By 12. Okay. So that'll be reasonable. Our Devastator can make its way up over this way, and I don't know, maybe we get lucky shots here, but I'm not counting on too much here. Yeah. We failed our sensor roll, so definitely not counting on too much. The Flamer missed as well. Yeah, that wasn't great. Okay, next up is going to be our Bandersnatch, and I would really like the Bandersnatch to get into position to attack that Archer. So we can start to break cover here and move a bit forward. We can absolutely fire on the Stalker. Maybe we managed to get a knockdown on him. He did roll up in 18 for his phase that he's moving on. That's a structure exposure, actually. Indeed, that is. I'm thinking about this positioning here right now. And I'm currently thinking, is this on the weak side? It is on the weak side. So we could probably take out this Stalker from this shot, especially if it has an XL engine.
Aye, aye.
Let's take that shot. And there it goes. Beautiful. So no second hit from the Stalker. And at this point, our Nidhogg can close in and hit the front arc on this Archer. It's going to be hanging around out here. But this is going extremely well. So let's see what the Sleipnir does. Firing on the Bandersnatch. Okay, it does 15 damage. I really, really don't care about that. That is completely and totally fine.
Yes.
Next up would be our LRM crossbow. I don't really want to sprint that, but we can position it around here. We can hit the front arc of this Archer, 14.7, or we can hit the Sleipnir at 32.7. And we'd be hitting the rear arc here. Do it.
Roger that.
So we soften up the armor there a bit. And our Nidhogg is no longer going to be targeting a backstab here. We're going to be positioning here, and I'm hitting the front arc of this Archer. I'm not expecting this to kill, but I am expecting this to do a tremendous amount of damage to the front arc and soften up this Archer enough that our long-range shots can take it out pretty easily.
I'm on it.
Okay, that's doing a lot of damage. That did a whole lot of damage. So that Archer is not doing very well. He is really close to being knocked over. 8 HP in that CT. That's about exactly where we wanted that to be. The Grasshopper is going to come forward here. This is a very long-range shot, but we can just pot shot this. Anything getting into this CT could theoretically kill it. And we did manage to hit the AC-20 into the CT. So that's a knockdown on the Archer. And he actually just dies from that. Beautiful. So all that's left now is the Sleipnir. And, of course, the Rifleman doesn't have LOS for that. We can position here and sink our heat. The Black Knight doesn't have LOS for it either. We can just move forward. What else do we have here? The Marauder doesn't have LOS. We can just position here. This went a lot easier than I expected it to. But, I mean, ultimately it's not a bad thing to get an easy payday, right? So we can absolutely drop some incendiary LRMs on this Sleipnir. Fantastic. Its armor is still holding for the time being. But its armor is very weak now. So that looks good. The Jerry-Rig Demolisher doesn't have any real way to do anything here, but we can just move up to here. And same with the Devastator. That can just move up over this way, and we can just start rounding this corner. Next round, we can fire on him if it's not destroyed by our missiles, but it probably will be. So the MRM boat, of course, has no LOS. We're just going to sprint forward and sink him. And now we'll see what this guy does. Does he move through the fire? Or does he take another salvo of LRMs? Looks like he's taking another salvo of LRMs. Oh, he did 20 damage this time. Oh, no. Terrifying.
Waiting on you,
absolutely terrifying. So the Bandersnatch is just going to continue to fire on him here. It could very easily die.
Not gonna like this.
And there it goes. Fantastic. So that was it. That was a really basic mission. And we got a lot of money for that.
Successful.
That was a really good payday. I like it. Not all that much for salvage, but we don't actually care all that much about salvage for the vehicles that we ran into there. Like, we don't care about the Stalker, since it's a 75-ton variant. If it was an 85-ton variant, I'd be interested in it. But we know that we are running up against our drop weight limit, right? So that is we're at our drop weight limit, I believe. So that is a concern. No doubt about that. Okay, so this looks good as far as our payout goes, almost 2 mil. And we took a little bit of damage, but that's not going to take long to repair. As far as salvage goes, we could take that Clan AMS, but we aren't going to have any ammo for it. A Clan LRM-20? It uses specifically Clan LRM ammo. So maybe 3 Clan double heatsinks. We do have some of those right now, and I think we have a Clan double heatsink kit, do we not? We do. So this is not necessarily a bad thing if we want to have a mech that runs really hot, run less hot. I'd love to get that MRM improved ammo in the roulette. Do we get it? We don't. But that's okay. We do get some Clan FCS and sensors, as well as that binary laser, which is not a bad thing. Binary lasers are actually pretty good. Through armor criticals, huh? Fascinating. They are very, very hot. 48 heat from that. That's a lot of heat. But maybe with those clan double heat sinks. Maybe. As far as how much damage we took from that, I expect this to be very, very little. Maybe like 80k? It wasn't a lot. But we did take a couple of reasonable salvos, particularly that one on the crossbow that hit the arm. So yeah, maybe somewhere around 80 to 100. But it shouldn't be bad at all. Are we still going to be up over 10 million is the question. And we're probably going to get to be able to deploy another time this month, Tick. Almost definitely. No, we definitely are. Even with the Epimetheus, even if we were to wait for it. I'm not sure we want to. We'll see. Let's see what we've got here. What do you got, Yang? 25k? Okay, I'll take that. That's way less than I estimated. Sounds great. So looking at the timing here, the Epimetheus is 10 days away. I want to prioritize working on the Epimetheus here, but beyond that, let's tick forward a couple of days here. Our mech warriors are back as of now, and all of our mechs are back again, so we can do that same deployment that we just did another time. And I think we should. It is time to put a cut in here, though, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are, well, actually, it's slightly early for the cut, but that's fine. We occasionally go slightly long, too. Next episode, we're going to deploy one more time without the Epimetheus, and then we'll have it back. And that'll be great. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Shadow Wolf, Kentogan, Ali Lee, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Soccerman12UK, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.